So the second mode in the network configuration is the router mode. Router mode is pretty simple. So it's about having in each interface a different subnet that is not like the bridge. So it's totally the opposite. I have each interface is independent, has its own IP connected to its own subnet, and it provides a connectivity as a default gateway for each subnet or each LAN or each network that it's connected to. So here I have, for example, the internal network. It has a subnet 192.168.0.2 whatever, and the default gateway is 0.254, which is the IP of this interface of the firewall. And let me call it the port number 2, so we can make the example simple. I have also port number 3, which is connected to another network where I have my servers in the DMZ, and they have the subnet IP of 172.16.100 whatever, and the default gateway is 100.254, which is the IP of this interface. And I have interface number 1, which I am connecting it to the public IP address to the public network where it has access to the internet. Now that means that I can create NATing rules between my internal networks with the public IP so they can access the internet through the public IP. This we will be covering later when we come to the NAT and filter. Now let's see how this is done on the firewall. And from the previous video I have done a lot of modification, so I will just cancel that. Okay, now I have the bridge and I have the IP 192.168.253.254. This is the IP of the bridge and I am connected to the bridge. If I check the interfaces I have, I am connected from port number 4, so which is DMZ2. If I check the interfaces now, I can see that out in DMZ1, DMZ2. So I'm connected to port number 4, DMZ2, and I'm going to configure the interfaces similar as in the example. One step I will do is simply I want to delete the bridge. So the moment I delete the bridge, what will happen? Of course, as previously, we can check the usage, but I'm sure about the usage of the configuration of the bridge in this case, so I'll just force deletion. Now I have each one of the interfaces configured in DHCP and standalone. Be careful. This is really dangerous to do it this way. I just wanted to show you that how the interface will look without the bridge, because if you by mistake click on apply and save the configuration, it means that you have set all the interfaces of the firewall on DHCP, so you don't really have an IP address to access the firewall, and then you will need to go through a long cycle of like connecting the console, configuring the IP address from the console, which is not the topic for today, and so we prefer not to do it. However, just be sure the moment you do this kind of configuration to make sure that your connection is provided by an IP address. So I have the MZ2 where I'm connected to the firewall through my laptop from this interface. So I will change the name of this interface. I will call it for management. So I'm managing the firewall from this interface. I will provide an IP address. I will keep the same IP, 192.168.253.254. All right, and I will make the subnet as /24. Now DMZ1 is connected to my DMZ servers. So as you remember, port number 3 is connected to the DMZ. So I will just simply remove the number and make it as a DMZ. This is what I will call. And it has an IP address of 172.16.100.254. So as you can see here in, I will call it my internal LAN, and it has an IP 192.168.0.254. So I don't have any duplicates in terms of the subnets that I have on the firewall. And the out, I want to keep it as dynamic DHCP because this is how it's going to obtain the IP address, but I will just change it to 1 just to make it different. For DMZ3 and DMZ4, you can just simply disable them and then you can hit apply and you have the configuration done. This of course could lead into asking you that you may lose the connection to the firewall because you have changed all the configuration of the interfaces. Don't worry, it's fine, but just make sure that you have done all the configuration the right way, then you should not worry. Even if you are redirected to the authentication page again, no problem. So that's all. Thank you for watching.